Righto, Year 12. I'm just going to go over questions 19 and 20 from exercise 5.2 today. Revises a bit of stuff that we've done before, which is solving using r sine theta or r cos theta or the t formula. So here are the questions here that I'm going to do. And I'll do a couple of these. Remember, have a go at them yourself first before you jump in here and see if you can struggle with them before you get the answers from here. Now, some of these I did in class, but I am going to do again, just in case you didn't get them. So I'm going to start with 19a, which is cos 2x equals x. So 19a, cos 2x, I think I said it equals cos x, yeah, equals cos x. Well, what I have to do first is I have to express that cos 2x in terms of just a single x. So I'm going to use this formula here, and I'm going to go, which you've got, which is cos 2x equals cos x plus x. Now you have this formula on your formula sheet, and it's cos x minus sine x. That's this expansion, and it's on your formula sheet on the back page, and it's got cos theta cos psi minus sine theta sine phi. Well, this becomes pretty easy now because I get cos squared x minus sine squared x. It's still not exactly how I want it, because I want it in terms of just cos. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rewrite sine squared x. Well, I know that sine squared x plus cos squared x equals 1. So therefore cos squared x, sine squared x. Sine squared x equals 1 minus cos squared x. So I'm just going to put that in there. So I'm going to get cos squared x minus this bit here, 1 minus cos squared x. I'm going to remove those brackets. I'll get cos squared x minus 1 plus cos squared x. And cos squared x plus cos squared x is 2 cos squared x minus 1. And now I can substitute that in there. So I go back to my equation, and I get 2 cos squared x minus 1 equals cos x. I'll pull that cos x over. 2 cos squared x minus cos x minus 1 equals 0. Now this is a quadratic, or an equation reducible to a quadratic. If I just let u equal cos x, and then I get this nice quadratic, which is 2u squared minus u minus 1 equals 0. And I solve this because I go, well, I need something that multiplies out to minus 2 and adds up to minus 1. So I get 2u squared minus 2u plus 1u minus 1. Haven't changed the equation. This is our split method for solving. I'll factorise that first one. I'll get u plus u minus 1. And here I've got plus 1 outside of u minus 1, which gives me u minus 1, 2u plus 1. So that means u equals 1, or 2u plus 1 equals 0, which means u equals negative a half. Let's put back what in what we substituted, which is up here, and that gives us cos x equals 1, or cos x equals minus a half. Now we know cos looks like that. So finding cos x equals 1 is pretty easy. We just get x equals 0, this point here, and we get this point here, which is 2 pi. 0 or 2 pi. Now, cos x equals a half, well, that's going to be about there. That's going to be about there. So I'll just draw a little triangle. And I want a half, so I want 1, 2, root 3. You've got to remember this is pi on 3, this is pi on 6. You've got to get used to that. And that's going to give us pi on 3. So over here, I'm going to get x equals inverse cos of negative a half. So it's a negative answer. So, sorry, when I did it, I should have been looking at this value and this value. But once I get the angle, and the acute angle is pi on 3, I need to go 180 plus it, so x equals 180 minus it, and 180 plus it. Now, if you're having trouble with these fractions, just think that's 3 pi on 3 minus 1 pi on 3, which gives us 2 pi on 3. And this one is 3 pi on 3 plus 1 pi on 3, which gives us 4 pi on 3. I'll just check the answers. Question 19. 0, 2 pi on 3, 4 pi on 3, and 2 pi. Well, we did that one. That one was pretty easy. Have a look at the next one, which I also did. It's actually quite easy, but we'll do it over here. And it was tan squared x. So here's 19b. Tan squared x. Is it equals 1? Minus 1 equals 0. Minus 1 equals 0. Well, we'll take that 1 over the other side. We'll get tan squared x equals 1. Tan x equals plus or minus 1. So x equals inverse tan plus or minus 1. Now if I think about the curve of tan x, and there's my 2 pi, there's my pi. Now I know that if I go inverse tan, that's 45 of 1. So if I do 1 here, here's 1, that's going to be pi on 4. And once I've got pi on 4, I've got all of them, because all the different angles are pi on 4. Then 180 minus pi on 4, which is pi. 180 plus pi on 4. And 360 minus pi on 4. So I get pi on 4. Now I can do this really quickly now, because that's 4 pi minus 1 pi, so that's 3 pi on 4. This is 1 pi on 4 plus 4 pi on 4, so that's 5 pi on 4. And this is going to be 8 pi on 4, that's what 2 pi is, minus pi, so that's going to be 7 pi on 4. And then my answers to B. Let's have a quick